We see the Russian threat moving further and further north towards the Arctic Circle. And we therefore need to be at all times prepared across various domains. 40% of Canada's landmass is in the Arctic. 70% of our coastline is in the Arctic. These submarines make sense from a threat perspective, from a geopolitical perspective, but also in terms of ensuring that we are scaling up in areas that will defend and protect the homeland.
Do you think the issue with Greenland and Donald Trump is over now? Do you think that's settled?
Canada stands with Denmark and Greenland. We, in fact, opened a consulate in Greenland in early February. And so I'll be meeting with the Foreign Minister of Denmark today. I'm sure we will discuss the importance of continuing to uphold the support for territorial integrity and state sovereignty. And as for future predictions, very difficult to say, but all that for Canada means that we are fundamentally supporters of international law and of multilateralism, including the principle of state sovereignty and territorial integrity.
How important is it that Canada is working with Germany and Norway?
That's very much the focus of Canada's foreign policy and our work to ensure that we're not only focused on the Arctic, but also NATO's eastern flank, where our largest military operation is Operation Reassurance in Latvia, where we lead the multinational brigade group and will do so at least until 2029.
Do you think that Ukraine has turned the tide somewhat on the war in Ukraine, the Russian invasion of Ukraine?
I do. I will say that there is every reason to see Ukraine as having the capability, the expertise, and the know-how on the battlefield to fight and win this war. Countries around the world are seeking out the expertise of the Ukrainian armed forces and President Zelensky's overall strategy in the war, always keeping in mind the importance of territorial integrity and state sovereignty, again, of Ukraine. The Donbass area, this is Ukrainian territory. Crimea, this is Ukrainian territory. We must never forget that.
Do you think it's going to come back, Crimea?
I do, and I will say Ukraine is going to win this war.
And then just final question, Minister, as a woman, because we saw this picture of that Donald Trump posted about Giorgia Meloni, who's going to be at this summit today, saying there should be a restraining order. And they used to be close friends. Obviously, they've fallen out.
Well, of course, Canada's approach to diplomacy is very much about the policy initiatives that we are undertaking with many countries, Italy included. You mentioned our relationship with Europe earlier in the interview. I'll just say, of course, this is a time where, from a Canadian perspective, we are encouraging women to run for public office and to seek leadership positions